Your YouTube, what's good? Back with another video. Woo! I'm tired as a motherfucker. But today's video topic is actually a subscriber request from actually like a response video to my masculine women video. And one of my subscribers in the comments, she said, can you make a video talking about the effects of fatherlessness in the household, on men and women? And, I thought that was a good topic to touch on. So, shout out to you. I don't know y'all names like that, but you know who you is, right? So, basically on it, look at it like this. In the sports team, in the NFL, NBA, things like that, you take on the personality. Your team takes on the personality of the coach, of the leader, right? You take on the personality of the leader. So if your leader is tough, you're gonna have a tough team. That's how you get the Ravens, the Titans, and shit like that. If your leader is incompetent, you get shit like the Broncos last year, just willy-nilly just doing shit, right? But when it comes to that, a lot of households is ran by who? The mother. And then even in some instances, the dad might be around and shit like that, but he's not the leader of the household. You feel what I'm saying? He's just like, everything goes through mama, right? So with that, for the mom, it puts her out of her natural element, which is to be feminine. And it throws her into this false masculine. It throws her into a masculine, but it's not authentic, which is, to the boys, what happens is, at a certain age, let me not even jump the gun. For the boys who grow up in the house with mama, you mama's boy at first, you the baby. They love you as a boy until you're not a boy no more. But, you mama's boy, you love mama, things like that. But at some point, but then at some point, as you get older and you understand, like, it's just you, mama, and, maybe your other siblings. If you're the oldest, you start to take on this responsibility, this feeling like, I'm the man of the house. Like, I need to take care of my mama. I want to take care of mama. I want to take care of my sister and everybody, And you adopt this false fatherly role earlier than you need to, earlier than you shouldn't even have to, right? And that's why a lot of boys be son husbands to their moms. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to protect and provide and do all these things for your mama, but that's not your place. That's not your realm to be dwelling in, right? And then on top of that, you have no male presence, no male leadership to look forward to, or it's a lack of it around you. There's no dominant male presence around you. And when I say dominant male presence, I mean the male presence that strikes fear into you, that you have the utmost respect for. But if you fuck up, he gonna be on your ass. And you respect him, and you fear that them consequences. A lot of dudes don't have that dominant male presence. They might have a dude, they might have their dad around, but they don't respect their dad. They might just talk it past, but he's not the dominant male presence in his life. It might be your uncle, it might be your grandfather. It might even be some dude, one of your old heads on the block or some shit, your football coach, right? But a lot of guys don't have that dominant male presence, and they don't see men in positions of leadership. So what it does to boys, and what it does to both, actually, let me say it does it to both genders, it causes this rebellion and this disrespect and this discontent for male authority, coming from, especially if you black, it's women, girls and boys specifically. That's why they're so wild right now, because you grow resentful and you don't have the respect for the male authority. Like, can't nobody tell you nothing. You know, you ain't my pops and this, that, and the third. You know, we run around sticks and blicks and everything. You know what I'm saying? It's just wild outside because can't nobody tell nobody nothing. Can't nobody tell the boys nothing. And that's where the trauma is. I'm gonna get to the girls in a second, but that's where the trauma come in. Because when you lose the boys, you lost the girls too. Because the boys, that's the leaders of the next generation. So once you lose that, and there's no way to show them the positive leadership and the way they should be carrying themselves and the shit they should be doing, this is what the girls have to deal with. This is what the girls have to pick from. You know, this is the leadership when they start having babies with them. This is the leadership that the kids have to go through, and the cycle continues. Right? And for girls, you know, girls never get the chance to, like I said, they never get the chance to be daddy's little girl. They never get to see what it's like for a man to be the man in their life. They don't get the chance to see, boys and girls don't ever get the chance to see the masculine and feminine working together in the household properly. Right? All you get is the feminine. And then from the girl's point of view, mama, she's gonna put all the pressure on the daughter to be, you know, to give her all the programming that's detrimental to her imperative. You know what I'm saying? My fault, it was the cops rolling by. I thought he was pulling me over. But yeah, from the girl's point of view, mama's gonna put the most pressure on her. Why? Because mama don't want her to make the same mistakes that mama made. Mama's gonna give baby girl all the information, all the wrong information that she went through. You know, focus on yourself. You don't need no man. This, that, and the third. You know, if he ain't, you single until you married. This, that, and the third. But that's poor information. Why? Because the information you telling your daughter and then the information you telling your son are two different concepts, are two different words. They do not align. You telling your son to take care of women and be nice to them and all this shit, all the lies that women don't even want. They don't want the nice guy, but you're telling your son to be that, and then you're telling your daughter to not even want the nigga that your son is going to become. Dysfunction. You're telling your daughter to not even need the nigga that you're telling your son to become. Why? Because mama only knows the playbook from the female imperative. You cannot give that information to a boy. You cannot give that information to a man and expect for it not to clash. You putting the wrong software into the wrong hard drive. You downloaded fucking Mac fucking operating systems on Apple and shit, and it's not even compatible. So that's where you get this generation of boys, this generation of men that bitches is calling sassy, the sassy men era. Well, who's raising these sassy ass men? Who's raising these men that ain't got no guidance? Who's raising these ain't shit niggas out here? Because it can't be the dad, because he's not even in the home. And the reason he's not in the home isn't even the thing I'm getting into. But you take on the personality of the leader. So for a man to think that the woman is the leader of the household, he's gonna take that into account when he's in relationships. Looking for a woman like his mama. Looking for a woman to be the head, and he should be the head. But he don't know how to lead. Nobody knows how to lead because they never seen it. But it's extremely detrimental for a guy to think that he needs to be dependent on a woman, and they sell you that fairy tale of she's the only one for you, you know, things like that. That one-itis, that is deadly for a man. That is deadly for a man to have that mindset when dealing with women. Because men, we handle our battles physically. Women handle their battles psychologically. So, as a man, a boy who doesn't know how to control his emotions, doesn't know how to properly process his mental and psychology, is going to get taken advantage of by women who play that game. They play the mental games. And then when it boils down, now he's hitting on her. Because that's how we're taught to handle our problems. You know, that's the emotion he uses to handle his problems, because he's never been taught to properly handle his emotions, right? But it is facts. It's facts. You can look it up, the information, the stats, the references and shit like that. On average, kids do better in a 2-parent household to psychologically develop properly for better relationships and things like that, education, all of that. Kids grow up and progress better in a 2-parent household. That's why I'm not against relationships, because I know me as a father with a child, I can't give my son that side of nurturing that a woman's supposed to give him, because I don't have it. That's not my thing. I can talk to my son. I communicate with my son well, but as far as the nurturing and things that he might want from his mother, I can't give it to him. Right? But I don't want to be out here, and I don't want y'all to be out here trying to think that you're gonna have these babies and be doing it on your own, men or women. You know, because it's still, you're just adding to the problem. So if you have kids, or you try to have kids, or you just out here shooting the club up on girls, and you're not even in the mindset to have a relationship, or, you know, be married to her or some shit like that, you shouldn't even have the kids, because all you're doing is adding to the problem. You know, and women have to be masculine these days because it's a lack of masculinity, but they have to fend for themselves. They're in survival mode. You know, they get taken out of the feminine early because mama's so masculine. Now baby girl's masculine and baby boy's masculine, but he's masculine behind them. He's there to protect them, this, that, and the third. But he views it from the perspective that mama run the house, women run the world, women are in the leaders, women should be the leaders. That's the mindset he's given. So where does that leave him? Because at some point in boys' lives, I did it, my son does it, I seen kids do it all the time. It's a rebellion on your mom. It's a rebellion on your mom, especially as a boy. Because at some point you can be like, I'm bigger than you, I'm stronger than you, and I don't want you. Something in my spirit, something in my masculine essence is telling me that you should not be telling me what to do, or you shouldn't be, you know, you shouldn't be controlling me like this. Now I get it, it's your mom, that's your parent, but it's something in your essence that tells you that, like, I don't need to be listening to no woman telling me what to do. That's just what it is. And that's where the rebellion comes in. It's a stat out there. I heard it on a podcast. It said that kids, the percentage that they gave, they said that young kids are 800% more, what the fuck did he say? They're 800% more liable to act up once they see their mother than anybody else. So as soon as mama walk in the room, the kids, they start cutting up. Why? Because that's their safe haven, that's their bubble. Mama make you feel safe. Mama make you feel safe, like I can do whatever I want, I can have my way. But it's not like that when daddy's around. Why? Because that dominant male presence, the kids know manipulation at a young age. Kids know manipulation at a young age. The same way it's like, if you do this, I'll be your friend, or if you don't do this, you can't come to the clubhouse, shit like that. Kids know subtle manipulation on a subconscious level, right? So the same way they know that mama's my safe haven, I can do whatever I want with her, they know they can't play with daddy because daddy's not going for it. They know that. So a lot of that's taken out of kids' psyche. You know, it's a lot. But women, girls, and moms taken out of their natural essence is why the whole power structure is shifted. And, you know, you get these ultra tough women. You get these ultra tough women, because look at it. I look at it like this: deep down, no matter how tough a bitch is, she still wants a man to be a man to take her out of that masculine, to save her from her masculine. She wants to go back to being feminine. But she's been fending for herself so long, she don't know she don't know if she could trust a man to take charge, because she's been fending for herself this whole time. Men that been lying to her and did her wrong her whole life. So it fucks up her psyche. Same way with the boys. You know, I never got to see a strong masculine man. I don't know how to process my emotions like this. Nobody taught me about sex. Nobody taught me about anything. I'm just out here. And I've been yearning for that masculine presence. So what happens? I go outside, and outside embraces me. So now I'm joining gangs. Now I'm clicking up. Now I'm out here doing reckless shit, just to be embraced by the masculine essence of my OGs or my friends or whatever. Right? So, you know, that's why I stress it so hard on my channel, that we men try to be the best versions of ourselves, so that the next generation doesn't suffer from our mistakes. But it's a lot deeper, and it's more statistics and shit and other points in here I want to hit on. But I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get into that this weekend for y'all. But as of right now, that's all I got for y'all, man. Until next time, yo. It's Wolfgang Pete. It's Wolfgang Lifestyle. And I'm out.